I had a nickname that nurses gave me when I was in the hospital, when I was born, that is. They called me Churchill. Because I look like Winston Churchill! Oh yeah, this is me. This is me. The face that scared the Nazis back to their bunkers. I was so Winston Churchill, I spoke with a British accent. I will never give up. Never give up. Never give up my pacifier. And you know, the nurse who was feeding me, she wasn't very nice. You know, she would like to put a swig of whiskey in the bottle to shut me up. So I just spat up and said, I ain't drunk, miss, but in the morning I'll be sober, you'll still be ugly. Now, back then, when a woman gave birth, they kept her in the hospital for a whole week, because that was considered a big thing, unlike today. You push your baby out of your vajayjay, 2 hours later, they're pushing you out of the hospital. Am I right? Well, they kept my mom a month, 1 week to recover from the pain of childbirth, 3 weeks to recover from the trauma of having a baby girl with the face of the British Prime Minister. All babies look like me, and I look like all babies. Presenting the face of birth control. Yeah. And you know, she didn't go for another child because I guess she thought she was going to end up with the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like, sanctuary, sanctuary, someday I will be fairer, that sounds will be rarer, and whatever those words are. OMG, people, I was a baby. How am I supposed to remember? I am the mother of a soldier in the Army National Guard, which kind of makes me a weekend worrier. Except when he's deployed to the Middle East, and I'm just having constant conniptions. But now he is stationed in a whole new, it's terrible, it's vicious, it's violent, it's deadly. It's Philadelphia. I mean, like, he's a cop, okay? And, you know, I know people say, oh, well, you know, it's, why aren't you more upset? Listen, there are dangerous jobs out there. Crocodile dentist, bipolar therapist for bipolar polar bear, or a Republican at a Democrat convention. Let's face it, people, that requires a whole new level of bravery. Oh yeah, so, you know, my son, when he moved to Philadelphia, his apartment is jam-packed with his, you know, army gear, his Foot Lockers, his SWAT and riot gear. But his civilian clothes fit really neatly in a nice little doggy bag. So I'll go over to visit, and when I stay overnight, I have a nice place right there, right between the ammo and the camo. And he'll say to me, hey, Mom, are you, you know, comfy? I said, sure, honey. I just love sleeping on this Tempur-Pedic duffel bag. Yeah. I know you've heard of helicopter moms.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I bring helicopter mom to a whole new level. I'm a squad car mom. No need to call me ma'am, call me. Oh, great, that's my thing falls. Yeah, okay. Here we go again. Call me Cop Mom. I do things for him, like I bring cupcakes to the firing range, follow him on patrol, without him knowing it. Just much? This is Officer Mincin's mom. Why yes, those cupcakes were homemade. Oh, you're welcome, sweetheart. They gave me my own radio for donut runs, okay? Dispatch, I'm at the Dunkin' Donuts right now. There is a gang war going on. That's right, teenage girls are having a food fight. It's the Crispy Crips against the Donut Hoes. Oh yeah, I just saw Code 22. Assault with a deadly crawler. Wait, dispatcher, I don't believe it. 2 more gangs have showed up. It's the Zeppelis and the, oh my God, the Boston Creams. Dispatch, it's madness. Boston's creaming those cronuts, the sprinkles are flying. the eye. And there's jelly filling everywhere. I don't know. Do I investigate this as a crime scene? Or do a taste testing? And then I hear, okay, people, we all know that's not a cat in heat. It's the sound of a police cruiser. It's my son in the cruiser. And he's saying, Mom, get out of here. Everybody's calling me Officer Cupcake now. Now, when my son moved to Philadelphia, he asked me to wait in his apartment for his furniture to arrive. And like a good mom, I did that because I have no life. So I mean, 4 hours of bumper-to-bumper traffic. Okay, my bladder is about to explode. I run over to his apartment and there's no key under the mat. So I call him, he says, okay, we'll just come to the police station. And I'm like, think about this for a moment. An angry, post-menopausal woman with a piss wish, figuratively and literally, goes to a police station. What could go wrong? So I go there, he introduces me to all the other, officers, and they know I do stand-up, and they want to hear a story about Wesley when he was a baby. And I'm like, okay, well, when Wesley was 6 weeks old, I was breastfeeding him, and he whacked my breast out of his mouth. He rejected me. So 3 years later, I'm now nursing his baby sister, Sabrina. And he comes up to me and says, Mommy, I want booby juice. Aww. He conveniently forgot about that little boob whacking incident in his infancy. But I'm a good mom. So I whipped out one of my girls, I put her right next to his face, and went, I hose that little sucker. Let me tell you, there's nothing like a blast of breast milk in the morning to start your day. Did I mention that story went out live over the radio?
Oh, no.
To every police cruiser in the city. Now you know why they gave me my own radio. When my son was coming back from one of his deployments, I went to the airport to pick him up. I was really excited, and I go up to the security guard. I'm like, hi, my son Wesley. He's just arrived with his whole battalion from the Middle East. Have you seen him? And he's like, well, ma'am, can you give me a description? Okay, he's wearing camouflage, camos, and he's got a helmet, and he probably smells like camel. Ma'am, that describes at least 999 soldiers. Can you tell me something else about him? Well, I call him my Wesley Little Bear because he's so cute. Can you just page him right now? Sure, ma'am. Paging Lieutenant Wesley Little Bear Mincin. Mother of all mothers has been spotted. Get back on the plane, boy, while you got a chance. And then I see Wesley on the tarmac, and I'm like, Wesley Little Bear! It's Mama Bear! Look, I brought balloons! I brought a news crew! I brought your high school marching band! Okay, look, I'm exaggerating because only a few guys showed up from the band. But I had a news crew there, I know, okay? And Wesley sees me and he's like, Mama, gotta tell you, when I was on the other side of the world and there were bombs dropping all around me, I thought about this moment, coming home to you being at the airport, waiting for me, quietly, with dignity. And I said, oh, Wesley, my son, have you never met your mother? So now I'm driving home, and he looks out the car window, and he says, oh my God, Mom, look! There are horses, real horses! The past year, all I saw were camels, parasites, and vultures. Oh. I said, Wesley, were you deployed to the Middle East or Washington, D.C.? Yeah, we're going there. So I've always wanted to have OCD. That makes sense right now. No! People with OCD, they've got the cleanest houses going. I hate housework. I live in a pigsty. Woohoo! can eat off my plates. I don't have curtains. I have cobwebs. Okay? I don't have insulation to keep me warm because I got a whole 8 inches. Yeah. Of dust on my walls. I don't have a state-of-the-art game system. I have cat hair growing out of my Xbox. My floor is growing a beard. I don't have a vacuum. I use a lawnmower.